I'll borrow you, Mr. Spaldo. So what I wanted to actually take a look at is just rolling, the whole idea of rolling. A big specialty of Wing Chun is that we set up the state, we set up the structures, stance, and shapes so that our condition can roll naturally in the environment it comes up against, as opposed to a set of planned techniques. So the whole concept of rolling a ball down a hill, right? We've all heard that before? Yeah? Good. So what we're going to do is, we're going to start off doing it just as a partner exercise so you can get the feeling for it. And we're going to do it with a sequence of movements. So we're actually going to start from like bottom Gansao here. And from bottom Gansao, we're going to come up with this circle. So there's a circle here. See, if you imagine I had a Swiss ball here, there's this circle spinning from the inside of the circle, like that. See, it spins up around the outside of the ball. And then once you get to the top part, which is like a Tan Sao, from here, it's going to roll, so you have this ball now, roll into a Bong Sao, okay, another circle. And then from the Bong Sao, it's then going to roll out into a slashing arm, yeah? And then bring it back, yeah? So you're rolling, then the reverse. So from the slashing arm, coming back to the center, then rolling down to the Tan, and then back down to the Gan. So then you get to roll the other way as well. So the way we're going, actually, yeah, let's just start with getting the sequence right. That probably makes sense first. I realize you guys obviously haven't done this before. This is just something I used to like to practice because there was you can really feel the circles. So let's do it together. You can do it with the other arm up or down, it doesn't really matter. Start with the bottom of Gan, and then you come up to the Tan. You roll to the Bong, then you open into a side slash, come back with the reverse side slash, then you roll back down to Tan, and then downward back to the Gan. Then back up again to the Tan, Bong, side slash, reverse side slash, a Bong to Tan, or side slash to Tan really, and then back down to Gan. So you can see that's the sequence there. Back up, Bong, side slash, reverse side slash, Tan, Gan. Yeah, so that's the movement. Now the way we're going to practice it today, because I want you to get the sense for it rolling, so that you can really start to apply the structures in your system and let it roll. So your partner's going to start in the lower Gan position, and you're going to apply some gentle pressure to the elbow and the wrist. Now, as I apply this pressure into Andrew, Andrew wants to guide the movement. So the way you guide the movement is just by the fingertips. And you have the intention of like Tan Sao, let's say, and the fingertips are coming up into the center. So if he goes to apply his fingertips up to the center like Gan, as I put pressure into him, he should feel that he's rolling against my pressure. So he wants to use this pressure to spin. So as you start, you like that. Can you feel how it's helping the shape spin? So if Andrew pushes up here and here, it's really a partner exercise. This is not a competitive exercise, so don't think I'm going to try, which people tend to get that way because it's a martial art. You're really trying to help guide them, right? So you're kind of pushing into their structure. He pushes into me and I use this. So I want to feel like, his pressure is driving the spin of the circle, so that if it's applied in combat, Andrew's hand is here, for example, and I put pressure and my force is spinning it for him, so that he's utilizing my force to make him move, right? So once again, starts at the low part of Gan. I put so don't fight out against it. Everything should come through the power plane and it spins up. Then from here, I press into his shape and he uses my pressure to spin to Bong. And then I continue with that press to then spin it open here, yeah? And then I press in. This one's a little different because you're going to have to press this way. Yeah? You're not going to push this way because it's not going to spin. You're pushing towards him and he wants to use that incoming pressure to the shoulder joint to spin it that way. And then once again, back down to Tan. And then from here, back down to Gan. Yeah. You want to get used to, so what are we actually looking for here and what the fuck's the point of it? You're looking to get the feeling of the incoming force spinning the joint and you initiating it via the direction of the intention and the fingers. So you go, okay, I'm going that way. Going that way, and you're drawing that force into your structure. So this gives you a sensation of the shapes rolling because of the force coming in. and utilizing that incoming force to spin the shape. Does that make sense? So, grab a partner, have a go with that, and then we'll move on to further exercises. 1, 2, let's go. Alrighty, bring it over, guys. We'll look at the next part of the sequence. So now what we'll do is your partner's gonna just hold up like a static pressure like this, right? So for example, Andrew will hold up a static, like a whatever, boxer, Wing Chun, doesn't matter, but he's gonna hold tight and static. And what you wanna do is you just wanna bring either your guard or just your arm in any position forward. So this is more of a fluid-free exercise to see how the shapes spin. They may spin in those shapes that we did, they may not. But what you want to be aware of is just maintaining state. I center in my intention, long there, so wait till the end. I center in my intention. He usually goes to the toilet first, so you've got to count longer. Yeah. I center in my intention, I connect through the power plane. So when you turn the power plane on, that should activate the whole state. There should be a layer of awareness with the state now. I turn that on and I just I'm going to walk my spine to his spine and then see what happens. Okay, so that was what happened there. This was what happened. So it spun this way. See what I'm getting? You're not pre-preparing a technique. You're maintaining state and letting the shapes roll. So you can think of it like an observation exercise, an intention and observation exercise. So Andrew provides some type of guard. The intention is, I'm going to stay in state. My center is going to be activated. Oh, it feels good. I'm going to aim it at him. Oh, wonderful. And then I'm going to bring up my guard and I'm just going to walk towards him and keep walking my spine. Okay, that's what happened here. It rolled off here, and then obviously now I've got a good position, yeah? So you're just going to see how the shapes roll to bring you down the hill against the environment it's meeting. What we don't want to do, long! See for long. What we do not want to do is go, oh, I'm meeting this force. I think I'll use my bong sao against it. Because then what happens if they shift their direction quickly and you get stuck in finishing the bong sao? You may end up tensing against their pressure. So you're kind of having faith in your shapes and your structure to roll in the way they should and protect you. So the do's are, stay centered in your intention, keep focused at them, move forward and just see how they roll. Okay, that's how they rolled, fantastic. Not to come forward planning, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That's the opposite of what we're trying to achieve here. So you played around with kind of consciously feeling the pressure come through your structure and rolling it in that way. But now I just want you to step the shapes forward. So you're just bringing yourself forward from the spine to their spine and letting the arms roll how they roll. Maintaining a sense of integrity of space here by projecting forward. So you don't want to be collapsing. Does that make sense? Pretty simple exercise, but it's just to show you the whole concept of what you should be feeling in your chi sao. The shapes roll naturally, and if you want to strike, you turn up the intent to strike. That's it. Make sense? 1, 2. Alrighty. For the last one on this exercise, I'll borrow you again, is we're just going to do it from Luk Sao now, since everyone here knows Luk Sao, but it's still like a cooperative exercise. So one person's just going to kind of apply shapes for them. So Andrew's just going to apply shapes. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep walking my center at him and see how it spins. Okay. Just observe. So you're trying to see, okay, how do the shapes move? What is it like to be a ball that rolls downhill, essentially? So you maintain state. Your partner, so if I'm the uke now, I'm the guy just holding for Andrew. We're going to be rolling, and Andrew's just going to walk forward and see how the shapes roll. Yeah, see how they roll. Yeah? Then we come back to it. He's not trying to force anything in particular. He's just stepping forward and seeing how they roll. How they roll. Get the idea? So you're trying to just let them spin. Yes, the intention is still to have the power plane on and dominate the center. Yes, you're still balanced. Yes, you're still defending yourself, which is what the state does. But you're just letting the arms spin naturally according to the environment, which is kind of what I want you guys to get a feeling for today. Not to overthink it, not to force it, just to let the shapes spin. Question?
With the intention of still focusing on the center line.
Always, yeah. So you never take your focus off the power plane, meaning my center to their center. That's what activates the defense, meaning, for example, if Andrew focuses, let's say, from his solar plexus to mine, like he's got like from here down focused to the center only, then if I try to attack down there, his body knows to protect it. But if I come up here, there's nothing there because he hasn't activated the direction of his center and the connection to his limbs. Turning the power plane on communicates to your arms that they need to protect something. That's why keeping your center on targeted at theirs is kind of saying, okay, I need to defend this. Make sense? So yes, always keep that on. Any other questions? 1, 2.